Hello everybody, it's Pastor Paul here, coming to you from a park close by my house. Today I want to talk to you about spiritual shifts. You know, this week we heard about this big news that Great Britain is deciding, or has already decided, to break away from the European Union, aka Brexit. And Brexit had been an amazing news because it has such an incredible and dynamic geopolitical implication for a lot of people around the world. And for most people do not understand how this is going to affect them because it doesn't have an immediate impact. But the truth of the matter is that this is an amazing shift. It's going to impact your life and my life. But I don't want to focus on the geopolitical or financial. But today I want to talk about the spiritual shift. You see, every time when you hear incident like that, every time when you hear big news like that, it is because there has been a spiritual shift that already taken place. You know, every time when there is a physical shift, a physical, massive, pronounced shift like this, it means that something had already happened, something had already taken place in the spiritual realm. And what we see, in other words, in the physical world is actually a reflection of what's happening in the spiritual world. And this spiritual shift, if you may, is rather pronounced and significant. And you see, for many people, when they hear big news like that, some people probably don't even think twice about it. They probably just move on with their life, and because, you know, they don't feel like there is an immediate impact upon their life, so they don't really put a lot of thoughts or have a lot of concern for it. While for others, they actually react quite negatively. They become very fearful, they become panicky. This week we hear that after the news, after the vote, a lot of people had gone to the financial market and sold their stocks, sold their holdings. So the financial markets around the world tumbled as many as 7 or 8% in some indices. And many Christians who reacted negatively would speak about the doom and gloom of our world, and the world is coming to an end, and the Antichrist is taking over, and so on and so forth. But I want to speak to you not from the angle. What I want to speak about in terms of spiritual shift is this. Every time when there is a spiritual shift, there is an amazing opportunity for those who pay attention and can hear the voice of the Holy Spirit. You see, a shift means something has changed. God is doing something. And our response should be, God, what is it you're doing? What role is it that I'm to play in this amazing or major shift that is happening? I'm of the belief that every time when there's something that's so significant that's happening, it means that a spiritual shift, a major spiritual shift had already taken place or is taking place. And so what I usually would do is I would come before the Lord and try to hear from Him of what it is that He's doing, and specifically what it is that I am supposed to be doing, or specifically what my part in this major shift. I would not panic. I would not get excited. I would not be fearful. I really believe that God is doing something amazing. I say this not to instill fear. Many preachers would want us to believe that this is the end of the world, and so they will be preaching dooms and gloom, you know, well, Jesus is coming back soon, and watch out, this is the unraveling of the world. But I'm not trying to speak on that. I just think that's a bit negative. What I want to speak about is actually the opportunities that usually would present itself in times like this. In these short video clips, I want to encourage you two things. Number one, don't be like most people, just ignore this. Just saying, oh, you know, it doesn't have any impact on me right now, therefore I don't care. This is a short-sighted living. But what you do is pay attention. And number two is to pray to the Lord, asking Him, what role has He got for you in this shift that He is making? I would encourage you to come to the Lord and ask God what that specific assignment is that He has for us, and what are the opportunities that we are to take on. Well, anyways, I think I talked long enough. I'm going to sign off. I hope this video has encouraged you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel at youtube.com/PaulKoo videoblog, or go to our church Facebook site at facebook.com/Revival and like our page so that you will be able to receive all the updates from our church. Anyways, I pray that God will bless you, and I look forward to see you this Sunday.